Hey everybody, how are you doing? Time to look at another chateau. We thought we'd show you just a beautiful Oregon tree.
The big one.
Yeah, there's so many here and they're incredible all the time. By the way, notice how green it is. This is the least green time of year, February.
Well, sometimes in the summer it can get dry.
Well, that's true actually. In the summer it does get dry. So for today's chateau, we're looking at one that was one of my favorites and one that came in a little bit on the lower side of the price, at around 500,000 euro.
Price is good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We're not going to give you the name because we're trying to protect the privacy, but it was close to Niort. I don't know how to say it, but it was fantastic. Let's walk our way through it and take a look.
So we were on the left-hand side of France, and when you drive in, it had lovely stone fence with a great gate, and it had a beautiful interior courtyard, which I really appreciated. Not to mention, they landscaped lovely, and when you come into the gate, you see the beautiful matching turrets on either side of the Petit Chateau.
Yeah, to me, this is exactly what a chateau should look like, a castle. So right away, between the price and just kind of the vibe, the feel of it, I really like this one right off the start. Now, the yard was not huge. In a second, you're going to look at the overhead view and you can see a couple things. You can see that there's a train running right next door. You also see there's only about half an acre. Those two huge buildings on top were actually originally a part of a brewery.
And they were part of the house.
Yeah.
It was all one thing. It's separated now. But so the part that was there as part of the price of the yard itself was taken care of very well. It was very nicely landscaped, had a few little trees at the back. It was kind of a little secret garden back here. But again, there wasn't a ton of space in general. I
even like the way, and I love this about a lot of French chateaux, you see the back and it looks different than the front. And it's almost like you have two different castles, which is fantastic. Interestingly, those two buildings that were right next door, we found out the owner would sell one for about 10,000 bucks. So tempting.
Maybe. So again, you walk in, cute little foyer with the curving staircase. Living room was lovely. It was generous. Everything's a little more understated, but that would have been great. A sort of a family room vibe on this other side, which was also a seating area.
Again, I had expected when we saw the price that this thing would be in really bad shape. When we came in, it was amazing how nice things were. And they were operating as an Airbnb, a bed and breakfast, Chambre D'Hotes. And very popular, very booked up, doing an excellent business.
Yep. So they had taken care of it very well. So the stairs were sturdy and everything was tight. Everything was polished. All the floors were polished. There were no peeling wallpapers or paints on the walls. So everything was polished up lovely.
Love the staircase. Now, one of the only things for us, there's really only two main public areas. You have those rooms on each side of the entryway. So that would have been tough if we had like 16 or 20 people. It
would have been very tight. This was the main kitchen of the house in one of the turrets. So not particularly generous in scale. And the appliances were quite small.
Great for an Airbnb, but not good for a school or a bunch of people. Loved this little room. This was the owner's bedroom.
Yes.
Just off that kitchen.
The exposed stone was
fantastic.
Beautiful, and kind of something you'd think about in the rural France. The quintessential, had their own bathroom. So again, nothing was large, but everything was taken care of very well and was very cute.
The bathrooms were great. This is on the I guess from the front, you'd say the right side of the chateau. They had kind of like a little apartment almost.
Yeah.
With a couple of bedrooms upstairs.
A little wee kitchen and apparently got a tiny little sunroom and some steep little stairs. Really cute door handle on that. I forgot about that. To go upstairs to a couple bedrooms. So we always had sort of thought that maybe this could be the boys' side. They'd have their own little sort of hangout area, and they wouldn't care about some steep stairs to get up to the two bedrooms. It did have a couple really interesting old beams in each bedroom, which was kind of cute, but again, it had already been redone, taken care of, and redecorated.
Yeah, the finishes in this little part of the house are a little bit more simple, but that's all right. And again, we figured guys would be all right with that. Good bathroom, some jets there, you'll notice. Yeah. So there could have easily 2 bedrooms, at least 4 students.
This would have definitely been a turnkey walk-in. Let's just do it. That's it.
So this would have been a dream for that. Our life would have been much simpler.
There wouldn't have been anything we really had to do. When we walked in here, this was the dining room. We were staying there overnight as guests, and those were other guests. Yeah. This was a tiny little back kitchen of sorts that she kind of used just for serving breakfast out of. So there were like these 3 tiny little kitchens through the whole house. But that's what that bit is. And then in the dining room, again, was in one, it was round, so that was really pretty. And again, just for 6 or 7 of us, it was very enjoyable. But again, it would be tricky if we had about 16 or 17
I thought
students.
10 could be done there, but not more than that probably. Here we go up to the first floor, and I think you have 3 bedrooms on each floor. 9 bedrooms total, actually, and lots of bathrooms too.
Yeah.
A surprising amount.
Again, so here I really loved that. You know, as we've noticed in much of the Chateau, there's a lot of upholstered walls. And this one you could tell she had done recently. It was a lovely linen, and everything was really done very, very well. And it felt very clean, and I still think about these linen covered walls that I might steal in our place too. Again, beautiful little bedroom, again, on one of the top turrets, but because it's round and not super deep, it would be very hard. Like, they put a day bed in there, which makes sense, but it would be hard to get a lot of anything else in there, unfortunately.
Yeah, challenging furniture arrangements. Some of the turrets were bedrooms, some of them were bathrooms. But nicely decorated again.
But adorable to say I stayed in a turret. Like, it's very, very cute.
Right. The town, by the way, the town was quite small and not a lot of shops or anything, so that would have been challenging.
So there wasn't like I don't remember there being like a grocery store or like it wasn't actually in Niort, but
yeah, no, it was outside. This was our bedroom. We stayed as the Airbnb, and it was really cool.
They did blue velvet walls.
Yeah.
But they also padded and tufted the doors, which I thought was interesting. And the bathroom was, you know, it was totally fine. Everything was very clean.
And they definitely had a scheme with what they were going for with that. Yeah, and again, lots of rooms.
Yeah, so bigger bedrooms on this first floor. And again, they appointed all of them very lovely. Nothing to complain about. This was another turret that had a bathroom. No shower in this one, but lovely. Like, it was a very nice place to stay. If you ever need a place to stay, they would be a good spot for you to stay overnight.
Staircase nice and strong, and again, I like them a lot. So we're up to the second floor here, third floor for North Americans. And again, more of the same, more bedrooms. By the way, this is me walking around with a GoPro. Initially, we just shot these videos so we could remember the house. So again, it moves probably a little closer than you'd like. But 3 bedrooms in this room.
Yeah, and again, they each had bathrooms generally. And all taken care of already. This one got a full-size bed in that turret. It would be a cozy night for 2 people.
Yeah, you know, it would have been with the limited land would have been tough for us. But if we could have bought those 2 properties next door, I think it would have been all right. And you noticed also that there was originally the property, it was quite large, and there was a second chateau up to the north that was at one time part of the property, which would have been interesting, although no guarantee on getting that. Right.
Well, you know, just location-wise, again, it wasn't fantastic. Its location to what was in the town of where exactly it was.
For what we're doing.
It just wasn't great, and I was personally nervous about
I kind of like the backyard, though. Like, you know, the two wings on each side. It was a small backyard, but a very pleasant one.
It was very pleasant, for sure.
Now, this was the other one that was really tempting. You'll notice that I think 400 yards from the house, up and to the right, was the train station. Now, there were not a lot of trains into the big town, but our students could easily walk to the train and catch the ride to the big city. So that would have been fantastic.
They could have, as long as it wouldn't have been loud or anything, and that was what we didn't know. So it ticked several boxes for us. The boxes that didn't work for us was the just general size. It just felt a little petite.
A little too small.
Cute, but I think we'd max out much too quick, and it just didn't have the potential in terms of land. And for me, the kitchen, itty bitty, would be very difficult to crank out.
Yeah, and for what we're looking at, not a ton of land either, so the neighbors might have been annoyed with us if we had a bunch of people coming in there. It'd be great if you were doing an Airbnb
it was perfect for that.
For a house. Perfect, and they were killing it. They were doing such a good job. But we decided against it, to my chagrin. Okay, keep watching. We'll put another one of these out halfway through the week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.